I don't know how lucky I am to actually have the man, but I got Santa Claus. What's up, Santa?
How you doing today, laddie?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, this is Latty Unplugged. Make sure you can follow us on all social media. Santa, you've been a busy guy, and you're about to be a busy guy in a couple of days, right?
Oh yeah, 5 more days to Christmas Eve.
That's awesome, man. Hey, I see. Are you in your toy shop right now?
Yes, I'm in the toy shop. I'd come by here and check on a few things.
Okay, right on. Now, look, we got to ask a couple different questions. We know number one, Christmas night, you got to leave out milk and cookies for Santa. Is there a certain kind of cookie that you like, Santa?
I love all kinds of cookies. Mrs. Claus says that my favorite is whatever's on the plate, but I think my absolute favorite's chocolate chip.
Now, look, are we trying to lose a little bit of weight here? Are we doing like almond milk? Or are we doing regular milk, Santa?
Regular milk is perfect with me. Almond milk is good, but Mrs. Claus does have me on a diet before Christmas Eve because of all the cookies I eat. But right now I'm on water and vegetables and lean meats and trying to keep my weight down before Christmas Eve night.
Santa, you got to get down these chimneys, my man. So I understand what she's kind of going at. You're not on the keto diet, are you?
No, not at all.
Well, man, thanks for joining us. We know you're really, really busy. How's the reindeer and how's Rudolph and everybody?
Reindeer are doing fine. They're still resting. We have them out exercising a little bit to make sure that they're all ready to go. Rudolph is doing great. His nose is in perfect condition.
Have
It's going to be nice and bright because we've had some pretty bad weather here lately.
It's been foggy here. We're in Memphis. It's you know how to get to Memphis, though, right? I'm sure you do.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Now, do you have like a GPS, a SPS? I mean, how does that work?
The elves give me this device. It looks kind of like an iPad, but it's bigger. It has knobs on it that I can dial in, and they have everything planned in there. And it actually will take me once I get to a city. It takes me on a route by rooftops because I don't use addresses because I don't see the streets or house numbers, but they have rooftops, and I just look at it and say, okay, yep, that's the house I need to go to next.
Love it. I love it. I love how Santa has a iPad. It's great. Santa, I got to ask you this too, man. I mean, so how hard do these elves work? I mean, are they making toys like 24/7, 365? As soon as December 26th starts, they start working. I mean, what are their hours?
We usually start roughly about the middle of March working on some toys because every year there are certain toys that boys and girls will ask for. So we know we're going to need a lot of those. So we'll go ahead and get those started and try to get them knocked out. But the closer we get to Christmas Eve, the longer that we work. Right now, it is a 24/7 operation.
Okay.
And we've actually had to add some more elves to come in to help out.
Whew. Now I got to ask this because I mean we're living in 2024. Are they hourly paid? Are these guys on salary? I mean, how does this work?
We don't use money at the North Pole. That is just part of their life. They just love to make toys and make the children happy. Their payment is the joy, kind of like mine. I don't get paid for delivering toys.
So I mean
My
they're
payment is just knowing that the children are loving what they get.
that's awesome, and that's why you do it, Santa, and that's why we all love you. Well, if they're eating for free, they're living for free. Are y'all hiring? I don't know. Maybe the biggest elf, but
Buddy's the biggest elf. He's the tallest one we have. Most of them are about 4.5 to 5 feet tall.
how is Buddy doing? Is he doing all right? Is he still
He's
working
doing great.
there?
He is doing great.
That's
He is
awesome.
still putting syrup on his spaghetti and trying to get me to eat it, but I just can't do it.
Santa, it's great. You help out so many different people, and I mean, it doesn't matter, what where somebody where they live, where they're from. You help out everyone, and I gotta ask you, does anybody give you a Christmas present?
Yes, Mrs. Claus and I share Christmas presents once we get back. Christmas morning, after I'm through with my rounds, we have this great big breakfast. All the elves come in. We have just a huge hall that we go into. We have a great big breakfast. We laugh, we joke, we just share stories of the Christmas season and what we enjoyed about it, things like that. And The elves sometimes will give me a present, but the best present I get is just knowing that everybody had a wonderful day. And I
That's
just
right.
thank the elves for all the hard work that they've done.
It's so good. We worked with we do different charities in St. Jude here in Memphis, and you know what? The kids love it when when you come out there and visit them, and you drop off the presents. So what you're doing is helping families out, and you've been doing such a great time. Just is there one specific moment or thing that your life that is maybe that you want to highlight?
Well, there was one kind of funny one that I remember from a couple of years ago. There was a little girl, she's probably about maybe 5 or 6 years old. She came and just ran up to me, just all smiles and just happy she could be, and jumped up in my lap. We just had a great conversation. And I asked her, I said, "Well, what would you like for Christmas this year?" And the smile left her face. She just started staring out into space, just had this kind of a blank look on her face. And I worried me just a little bit. And she said, "I would like for Michael to have a new home." I immediately started thinking, okay, foster care, orphan, needs new house, a new family. And I started asking, I said, well, who is Michael? Turns out Michael was her little brother. He had been pestering the daylights out of her for a few days. So she wanted him to have a new home. So
I'm sure
couldn't
you.
help her out on that one.
Santa, I bet you get that request all the time. Just get rid of my brother. Get rid of my sister.
Well, funny thing, I get requests from parents like, can you please talk to them and tell them to behave a little better?
Okay, can we talk about the naughty list and the nice list real quick? So I know you have a list. We know you're checking it twice. We're making sure that everyone is naughty or nice. But do the parents have any input? And if they do, how much input do they have?
Oh, yes. They have some input. And also, the elves that go to the house come back every night to the North Pole and they report what the children are doing, whether they're good or bad, or nice or naughty. And also, the parents also have some input in that as well.
Okay.
So
What about this? What also because like teachers in school, maybe like that, they have a little input, or do the elves kind of just kind of sneak into the classrooms and listen to them, and how's that work?
we do have some elves that go to schools and they stay there throughout the season. So they also help report who's being nice and who's being a little naughty. We get it from a lot of different aspects or different sources. I'll put it that way.
Santa, do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Oh, favorite Christmas song. Well, of course, Here Comes Santa Claus is one of my favorites.
I mean, why wouldn't it? What about Mommy kissing Santa Claus? Huh? Is there any truth to that, Santa?
What was that?
This I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. Is there any truth to that?
Ooh.
We want to know.
Um, I better not comment on that because Mrs. Claus is in the next room.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Can I tell you what I want for Christmas since I got you here?
Sure.
I just want my family to have a good Christmas, and you know what I honestly want, man? I want everyone to be healthy in this world. A lot of people want
Oh,
material things, and at my age of 44, man, I think it's all about health. I think waking up to see you next day is kind of the most important thing in my life, and I want for people that I know and people that I don't know. Can you try to make that happen a little bit?
I will do my best on that. Every day we wake up is a gift. So
It's awesome.
it's
Well, I was going to ask for a Texas national championship. That's what I was going to ask for, Santa. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If Quentin Years could throw that football, we might be all right. I'm not sure.
there is a limit to my magic. But
Does Santa have a favorite sport he watches?
oh, the elves have a hockey team, and I like watching them compete with each other.
That's awesome. Okay, last question. What does Santa do on his off time? Because we know you're busy. We know the elves are there working, all year long on toys or whatnot. But like, how do you relax, and what do you do during the off season?
Mrs. Claus and I like to go on vacation. We'll go to different places. Last year we went to the beach, and we were walking along the beach, and of course it's a little hard to hide with this, but we may go to the mountains, we may go to the beach, we might go to a big city, we might check out some small cities. travel internationally. In fact, we're going on a cruise this next May.
That's awesome. Look out for
So
Santa. Now, Santa, do you wear the suit when you go on the cruise, or do you just kind of, you wear like a lounge bathing suit gear?
try to tone it down, just wear some normal clothes so we can blend in with everybody else, but it's still kind of hard to really blend in.
I mean, you're
Let's
Santa.
let's wear something up here.
I love it, man. Hey, Santa Claus, we really appreciate you taking some time. We know you're busy. I don't want to take any more of your time. I know you got to get ready. I do want to ask you this. I know time zones change, okay? I all across the
Hmm.
world, and that's what you do. Basically, on Christmas Eve, from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, what do your hours kind of look like? Because we know you move fast in that sleigh. So, what are the hours you kind of work?
Well, we actually go by the international date line to start with. We'll go down and just handle all that at midnight. And then by the time we finish, we go to the next time zone, which is midnight.
Okay.
And we just keep going around the globe like that. So everywhere I go is from midnight to say almost 1 o'clock. And then we go to the next time zone, which is makes it midnight.
Okay, so you hear that, kids? You hear that? You got to be in bed before midnight because that's when
Oh,
Santa starts his
absolutely.
gig, right?
And I do have some elves that I would send with me if I think that there might be some children that are staying up to try to catch me. I'll send one of my elves in to check it out and make sure. And if they come report back, say, yep, they're in there on the stairway waiting for you to show up, then I'll just skip their house temporarily, go to another house in time for them to get back in bed. Elf will go back in and double check, say, yep, they're in bed now. So I'll go in and leave the presents.
See, Santa, that's what happened when I was 6. You don't maybe remember this, but I remember this. I was staying up for you, man. And next thing you know, I ended up passing out right there on the couch and I was out like a light. But I did
I,
I did wake up and I had a blanket on me and I had some milk and cookies. So I don't know if you did that or, my parents hooked that up for me, but I just want to believe it's you. So thank you.
well, you did look a little chilly, so I did put a blanket over you.
You're the best, Santa. Hey, thank you.
Oh, I love what I do.
Man, well, thank you so much. Well, I know you're a busy guy, so we're gonna go ahead and let you go. But is there anything you want to say to the people, to the children of Memphis, and of course the whole world?
I just hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. I wish you all the peace and joy and good health, as you mentioned, for the next year. And I just hope and pray that when you wake up Christmas morning, that you are thrilled with what you get and that your day is just filled with joy and love.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Santa. Hey, have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Latty. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas too.
You too, Santa.